It's about 4 o'clock, I think, on Friday. School's been out for an hour and a half, and I've gotten very little done, aside from talking to people. And I just decided that I'm going to commit myself to staying here really longer than what I want to right now, because I need to enter some grades, because I want some of my students to have like a reality check during conference week. Because for the most part, my classes have good grades in both categories, but I did tell them, both classes yesterday, that a lot of the grades that you have really is representative of things that we did together and me trying to get you guys trained on how certain things need to be done. And there's very little heavy lifting that they've had to do on their own, and that is now about to change. And so one of the things that was due today was they needed to take a monthly AR test. Like, they pick the book they want to read. This year I'm trying it out with me not requiring them to read a book of a certain level, because really at the end of the day I just want them to read. And they've known that they need to do this since August, for about 6 weeks. And they know that it was their responsibility to make sure this was a book they had never tested on, and that there was an AR test for it, and all these things. And there are some kids that just today seem to think that there's no AR test for their book, or they didn't take the test at all. And mind you, I don't give my kids homework really, and I told them at the beginning of the year, and this happens every year, that I don't really give a lot of homework because I really just want you to relax and also just make time to read. So yesterday I gave them the classic speech of, if you're not ready to test today, that really is a reflection of you not doing what you were supposed to be doing. Because if you were truly reading for about 20 to 30 minutes a night, you would have finished reading a book within 6 weeks time. So conferences are next week, but I also want to be able to say, for those kids that have decent grades based on the first 6 weeks, if their grade took a tumble, I want the parent to know, like, part of the reason is because they have started the year off not taking care of that responsibility of making sure they've selected a book to read for the month and test on. So that is going to require me to stay here a little bit longer, because I want to get certain grades in. Because in a positive note, I've been much better this year so far on the first 6 weeks of me keeping my grades pretty up to date and not getting too behind, and I want to keep that going. So I'm going to do what I need to do. But as far as today, it was a challenge today. I had to be a little bit more of an authoritarian in one of my classes, because we just have some personalities in there that they like to really joke around. And they're great kids, and I adore them and enjoy their personality, but they still are not registering when they need to stop joking around, or they may say things to classmates that I don't perceive to be respectful or nice. And those are the things that really just kind of get me bothered. So, and there was a point where I didn't like the sound of my own voice, because I just felt like I was nagging. But then I let them know I'm doing these things because I care. So by the time the day was over, I was ready for the day to be over, because I was just so tired. And I needed a break. And it was the same for Taylor. So it wasn't just me. So I'm currently sitting at my desk, entering grades. I've been working on this a little bit throughout the day. And yeah, another day has come and gone, and I didn't get as far as I wanted to. All next week is a minimum day, and I think I'm not gonna do an article of the week. And then I'm also gonna try and look at my schedule and see where I can buy some time here and there to make up for things that I feel like I need to have done. So not much to report, honestly, except for it was just a really challenging day. And so, not really, that's dramatic. It was a challenging day with just reminding kids of, like, come on, like, we have things to do, especially the one class where I'm like, or both classes, because I know that they're good kids and I know that they know how to be mature, but there are times where they just lose sight of that. And it's not all of them, but it's just enough that it becomes disruptive to the class. So we had that talk today. And that's how we got off into the weekend. We didn't get to talk through the details of the party with the class that won it, so we'll probably talk about that next week. And I told them we couldn't have the party next week because next week is already a minimum day every day, and every little minute that we have matters, so it would probably have to be the week after. So that has been what's happened so far, and I'm gonna get to work some more here, and then I'll check in with you guys when I feel like I've accomplished some things. It is 6:30. I'm leaving school. I just saw a teenager flip another kid off. That was cute. And I got a fair amount done. I didn't finish everything I wanted to. And then when I looked at the time and realized it was almost 6:30 and that I hadn't walked Riley and that it starts getting dark by 7 and I need to hurry up and get home, I had to remind myself that the type A person in me wants to keep working until a whole task is complete. Like if in my mind I said I wanted to get these 5 grades entered for both my homeroom and switch class, I don't want to do anything else until I can honestly say I've done that. Which is good to some extent, but also sometimes you have to just cut things off in the name of balance or in the name of like being reasonable. So I was kind of in that place where I was like, I'm almost at the point where I've gotten all the grades that I wanted to get entered, but at 6:20 is when I realized it's going to get dark soon, and I have, I think, 2 more grades to enter for my switch class, and one of them requires me to look at each individual student's submission in a little bit more detail than some other things. And I'm like, it's almost 6:30, it's Friday, you're still at school, you're probably the last one, Riley needs his little walk, so you just got to cut it off here. And then in your planner, I put it on one of my top 3 things to accomplish on Monday. Because if I don't get it done today, the world is not going to end. I can get it done on Monday, and it doesn't make me any less of a person or any less organized because I didn't meet that goal. And I think, like I said last week, that's just the way teaching is. Like, there's always, I keep rolling down the window because I forget I'm vlogging. There's always tasks that you need to complete, and you will never be completely done. So just kind of like let some of that go. And I have to keep reminding myself of that. So that was what my intention was, to get a lot of grades entered, and there's some drastic changes in student grades, and that's what I wanted to happen because I want the students to be like shook and jarred, and I wanted that to happen now so that when we meet with some of the parents, we have some concrete evidence to show like now this is beginning to be more of a reflection of your child's ability to manage their assignments, to pay attention to deadlines, to follow directions, to get things done, to manage their time wisely, etc. So I think some kids are going to be very surprised and hopefully surprised enough to where they don't let that happen again throughout the course of the school year. And when I was talking to Taylor, she had like a project due and a test that they needed to study for during these 6 weeks, and the kids that didn't do what they were supposed to do or prepare the way they were supposed to prepare are also seeing a drastic change in their grade and in the subjects that she teaches, which is math and science. So, you know, just a moment of reality. I was loving my kids yesterday. I still love them today, but they were just a little off or a little bit distracted, or I can't think of the word I want to use, but not on their A game. And so, you know, no class is perfect, and mine is no exception. They have their days where they are overly chatty, overly active, can't quite manage like their behavior at appropriate times, and today was one of those days. So I'm getting ready to go home, and I'm going to walk Riley, and then I'm gonna come home, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna either try and do a little bit more work, not entering grades, but like maybe lesson planning, because I need to add some things there, or I'm not, because I'm gonna say, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm tired, and I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen, because I'm gonna eat and then just get real relaxed and then be so tired. I will probably be dead tired by 8 o'clock, because that's always what happens on Friday. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end the vlog here either way. And if you enjoyed today's vlog, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, head over there, because there is some content that I put there that I don't put on YouTube. So I know someone in the comments asked if I can kind of walk through in detail the article of the week, because I've mentioned it on YouTube, but I haven't gone into much detail about it. But I gave detailed descriptions of each day of the week on Instagram, and it's in my history highlights. So that is another reason why you should follow me on Instagram, because some things are there, but not on YouTube, and vice versa. So if you're not following me on Instagram, head over there and follow me at Smarty Style. And as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well.